Okay guys, inverse functions. This is a review of what an inverse function is. An inverse function undoes a function. The inverse switches the input and output of the existing function, and we can show that it's a composition of functions by showing that if we compose them, it's the identity. In other words, the identity if the input is x is the identity is x. So we have the functions f and g. X plus 3 over 2 is gf, g of x is 2x minus 3. I can show that these two, if I compose them, it will give me the identity. So in other words, I want to demonstrate f of g of x. I want to figure out what that is. Okay? So f of g of x is f of 2x minus 3, right? Now, if I'm going to look at what my what my function is, if it's 2x minus 3, that means that wherever I have my input here, x, in f of x, I'm going to replace that with 2x minus 3. So instead of x plus 3 over 2, it's going to be 2x minus 3 plus 3 over 2. Now looking at this, how would I simplify? Well, 2x minus 3, I can drop the parentheses, add that. That would be 2x divided by 2. In other words, it would be x. Okay? Now if I did it the other way, g composed f. So let's look at how that would be. G of f of x. It's going to be the same idea. G of f of x is x plus 3 divided by 2. If I put it into my g form, that would be 2 times x plus 3 over 2 minus 3. Multiplying the 2 here, that cancels out. It gives me x plus 3 minus 3, which is x. Okay? So that's just a demonstration of what an inverse function is. Now, we're using that to find the inverses of a cube root or square root equation, a cube root or square root function. So we're going to say, well, how do I actually do that process? The process is slightly different. So let's get into that. So the process. I have a function. It says y is equal to the cube root of x minus 2 plus 1. Now that's the standard cube root function that's moved 2 units right and 1 unit up. That's what the indication is. Now if I want to figure out what the inverse of that function is, I need to basically, what I'll do is I'll switch the x and y and solve for y. So what does that look like? Well, it is what it sounds like. You switch x and y. So y is equal to cube root of x minus 2. When I switch, the x becomes the y becomes the x. So x equals cube root of y minus 2 plus 1. Now, if you've done the part about how we solve equations for cube roots or square roots, you know that when we look at an equation like this, I've got to basically I'm trying to solve for y, so that means I need to isolate my input, my radical part, where the y is, and then cube it. Okay? So how do I do that? Well, let's think about this. I need to isolate my radical, so that means I need to subtract 1 from both sides. So I subtract 1 from both sides. Look, there it gives us x minus 1 is equal to the cube root of y minus 2. Now you'll notice that my cube root is isolated. So how do I unisolate it? How do I get rid of it? I'll cube this side. If I cube that side, I've got to cube this side as well. Now I notice I put parentheses around x minus 1. That's because it's not x cubed minus 1 cubed. It's the x minus 1 in quantity cubed. Now when we're going to simplify this, you don't have to go all out here. All we need to do is we're going to cancel that out. And over here on this side, we see that it's x minus 1 to the third power. Now, we do not need to expand that. We can just leave it like that. But this is going to be simply y minus 2. So how do I solve for that? How do I solve for y? I add 2. Add 2. Now, it's very important when we do that we realize that negative 1, x minus 1 is inside the parentheses, and the plus 2 is outside the parentheses. They do not combine. They don't combine. The number one mistake here is someone says x minus 1 plus 2, that's x plus 1. It doesn't happen. X minus 1 cubed inside, 2 outside. So I'm going to rewrite this, and it's just going to be very straightforward what it looks like. Okay? So x minus 1 cubed plus 2 equals y. That's my inverse function. Okay? Now, let's look at what we would do with the other one. This is a square root function here. Okay? So on a square root function, I have y is equal to the square root of x plus 6 minus 5. Okay? So we're going to do the same idea. It's going to be the same general tactic. And we're going to look at and say, well, let's do my swap. So I swap x and y, switch x and y out, right? Okay. When I switch that out, I end up with x equals the square root of y plus 6 minus 5. Okay. So as before, I'm going to need to solve for my square root. So I'll add 5 to both sides and simplify. Okay. X plus 5 is equal to the square root of y plus 6. Okay. Now looking at this, I've got to say, well, how do I solve for y now? I've got to square that side. If I square that side, I square this side. And let's see what we got. X plus 5 quantity squared is equal to y plus 6. So from here on out, it's a pretty straightforward process. Just solve for y. I'll subtract 6. Subtract 6 on both sides. And I end up with x plus 5 squared minus 6 equals y. You will notice that inside the inside the parentheses and outside the parentheses, they don't combine. Okay? So my inverse relation here is x plus 5 squared minus 6. Okay?